How will the top 10 look in about a year? I'm gonna give you my opinion on that, but first I want to welcome all my new subscribers that I gained over the past 2 days. I have around 40 new subscribers, which really delights me to see that other people are enjoying my content, and it really motivates me to make even more content. But let's get started. So how will the top 10 look in about a year? Well, first of all, this will be a pretty controversial video because I did exclude a lot of cryptocurrencies which at the moment are in the top 10 out of the top 10 that I believe will be in a year from now. Just to clarify this, I have some historical snapshots from the past 4 years around the same date as today, just to show you how the top 10 can change in just a year. I go back all to 2014, where you can see that only Bitcoin, Litecoin and Ripple are still in the top 10 today. A lot of the other coins we don't even know, except for Dash and Dogecoin. In 2015, we have Bitcoin, Ripple, Litecoin and Stellar. The rest of them are also not in the top 10 today. In 2016, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, and also those four again are the only ones that today are still in the top 10. And then in 2017, exactly 1 year ago, we have the same thing. Only Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum and Litecoin and Stellar, are in the top 10 today. So just to show you how the top 10 can change in just a year, here you have the examples. So I'm sorry if you don't understand my opinion. I hope you do, because I did exclude some big cryptos at this moment that I don't believe will be in the top 10 next year. So let's get started. I'm going from 1 to 10 because the first ones are pretty obvious why I keep them there, and the last ones will be the more controversial ones. But let's get started. And the first cryptocurrency in my list is, of course, Bitcoin, for obvious reasons. Bitcoin is the pioneer of cryptocurrency. It was the first cryptocurrency ever made, and also still today the biggest cryptocurrency in the market. I also believe this will stay like this because have you ever talked to a friend or a relative or just someone you know and told them that you are interested in cryptocurrency, and they go like, cryptocurrency? What's that? And then you just say Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin. A lot of people don't know cryptocurrencies, but they do know Bitcoin. And I do believe that we'll stay that for at least 1 year, if not more, probably more like that. So Bitcoin is the pioneer. Bitcoin is, let's say, the shouting name of cryptocurrency. People don't know cryptocurrency, but they do know Bitcoin. So I also believe it will stay like this. And they are still having improvements through the years, through the months. We have the Lightning Network and stuff like that. They are improving the scalability. They are improving the transaction speeds. So I do believe Bitcoin will persist as number 1 next year. And my second place goes to Ethereum. Here it gets more difficult because we also know that Ethereum has already been surpassed by Ripple a few months ago, but I still believe Ethereum will be the number 2 just because there are so many cryptocurrencies built on Ethereum, and it will take quite some time for other blockchain development platforms to overtake Ethereum, just because of the hundreds and hundreds of cryptocurrencies that are built on Ethereum. I do believe eventually Ethereum will go out of the top 2, top 3. I even think they just will die eventually, just because there are a lot of cryptocurrency platforms like Tron, EOS, Cardano, which are more innovating than Ethereum at the moment. Also, their past experiences with CryptoKitties and the overload in their system doesn't give a lot of hope for the future when cryptocurrencies will be adopted by the general public. So that was my number 2. I do believe in 1 year from now they will still be number 2. And the third place goes to Ripple. This will be a pretty controversial one because we all know that Ripple isn't really a cryptocurrency as we know them. But why do I believe Ripple will stay in the top 3? Well, eventually the governments and the banks will realize that cryptocurrency and blockchain is here to stay, and they will have to find a middle solution, a solution that they will be happy with and that the cryptocurrency community will be happy with. And Ripple is the perfect solution for them, because Ripple isn't really decentralized, and it's, let's be honest, completely centralized. It's a perfect cryptocurrency for banks and governments to have control about everything about the cryptocurrency market. I do believe there is a chance of Ripple surviving and even surpassing all the others, just because of the manipulative nature of the governments and the banks. But that's not for next year, not even for about 2-3 years. It's really for a long term that might happen. So Ripple stays at 3. I'm pretty sure of this pick because of the banks and the governments power in all the spaces. And my fourth cryptocurrency is Tron. This might come pretty surprisingly, but in about 9 days, Tron will launch the mainnet, and eventually they will detach from Ethereum. Now at the moment they are built on Ethereum, which just sounds really weird, because Tron wants to become a blockchain development platform, and it's built on another blockchain development platform. It's quite weird, but I do think it will be a big deal when they detach from Ethereum onto their own mainnet. Also, they have a lot of good publicity, a lot of hype around them, and I do believe the hype will continue. I won't tell you if there is a lot of quality behind the project or not. That's not for me to say, but I do believe their marketing skills are really on point. Just like Justin Sun can just let the price of a cryptocurrency rise just with a tweet, I do believe he has a lot of power to get Tron up there in the top 10, even in the top 3 eventually, maybe, but that's something for later. So Tron is my number 4. And the 5th place goes to Litecoin. Why do I believe Litecoin will stay up there? Well, first of all, we have to take a look at the historical snapshots. We see that Bitcoin and Litecoin have always stayed close together. Yes, it's true that they are always going more and more apart from each other, but there are some key factors that make me believe that Litecoin will stay up there. The first of them is their listing on Coinbase. As we know, Coinbase at the moment only has 4 cryptocurrencies, which is Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and a lot of new people only have their cryptocurrency investments on Coinbase and nothing else. And being one of the 4, Litecoin will always have a big capital investment on them. But of course, this in the future might change if Coinbase decides to add more cryptocurrencies. But I don't see Coinbase adding a lot more cryptocurrencies over the past in the next year, more for in the future maybe. So Litecoin will stay up there. And we also know the name Litecoin is pretty well known in the cryptocurrency community, and for that reason I also think, just like you have Dogecoin, who for some reason always keeps in the top 100, I do believe Litecoin, just because of the name and the people behind it. I just forgot his name, but you have like the really influential person behind Litecoin. I believe that Litecoin will stay at the 5th place. And now the controversy might start, maybe not with the next one, but for sure with the last 4 ones. My 6th place goes to Stellar. Why Stellar? Stellar has been an early bird in the cryptocurrency markets, and I do believe that they will remain in the top 10. As we saw in the historical snapshots, they were up there for the past 3 or 4 years, and their project is quite advanced already. They have a lot of advancements that other cryptocurrencies do not have, and I think it's just a matter of time for developers to start using Stellar to make Stellar explode and get more market caps. I do believe this will be one of the few that will survive next year, in 2 years, 3 years. A lot of the bigger ones like EOS, Cardano, they just can't stay up there together. they all have like the same purpose, and some of them have to die, and some of them will survive. And I do think Stellar will be one of the survivors. Also because they have a good community around them. I do like the logo. I don't know if that even matters, but I do like the logo. And I just have a good feeling about Stellar in the future. Now the real controversy starts. My 7th place, don't kill me please, goes to Tether. No. Why Tether? Well, as we know, Tether is just a cryptocurrency dollar, just to say it simply. And I do believe a lot of people will come in the cryptocurrency markets and will start trading cryptocurrency. Eventually, there will be a lot extra day traders in the cryptocurrency markets, and day traders use Tether to make their trades. Some of them do it with Bitcoin, but there are a lot of traders that use Tether for their trading. And just because I believe that the general public likes the idea of having a cryptocurrency based dollar in the exchange that is stable, makes me believe that Tether will go up in rankings. And yes, it might not go to the 7th place, but I do believe it will pretty sure go up in the rank. Now it's ranked 15. It will go higher, I'm pretty sure of that, just because of the general adoption of Tether and how it's perceived by the new people coming in. And the 8th place goes to Binance Coin. Also a pretty sure one from my part. We all know Binance. Binance is just crazy. I entered the cryptocurrency market around 1 year ago, and the Binance exchange was just a small exchange. Yeah, people knew about Binance, but you still had Bittrex, Poloniex, Bitfinex. And then Binance in 1 year time just demolished, but really demolished, all other exchanges. You don't hear about Bittrex anymore, Poloniex, Bitfinex, all gone. Of course they are still there, but Binance is the real deal now. If you don't have a Binance account, you're really screwed, because a lot of new cryptocurrencies are listed on Binance Coins. Most of them are really good cryptocurrencies. Binance does not list poor, let's say, shitty coins. So Binance is just growing and growing. Also now with the changing of the headquarters to Europe, I believe it's Malta, it will even have more benefits for Binance to grow and to do their thing and to do their business like they should do. So Binance Coin, pretty sure they will eventually, I believe even in the next few months, get in the top 10 for sure. The 9th place goes to Omizigo. Why Omizigo? There's really just one big reason, and that's China. China will become a really big player in the cryptocurrency markets. And it's true that they got really badly hit in September 2017 with all the regulations about cryptocurrencies and ICOs. But eventually, I do believe that China will smoothen all these regulations if they see that other parts of the world are collaborating more and more with cryptocurrencies. And if that happens, I do believe Omizigo is the #1 player in China to become, let's say, the leader in cryptocurrencies of China. So that's the big reason Omizigo will go to the 9th place in about a year. It also might be in about 2 years, but I do believe Omizigo will be a big player eventually. And the last and 10th place will go to my good old Lisk. If you are a subscriber, you know how highly I rate Lisk. Lisk is just an amazing project with an amazing team based in Germany. Yes, they are quite slowly in their progress and in their let's say their roadmap, but that's just because they want to do everything perfectly. They want a perfect code, they want a perfect platform with as less mistakes as possible, so that eventually, let's say, the more noob developers that do not have all the technicals to understand blockchain can make their own apps, their own projects, can build their own things on Lisk. And Lisk, when they get their SDK launched, I hope at the end of this year they will just explode. And I'm really not, and that's really not overstatement. I really believe if their SDK gets launched, Lisk will explode, just because of the easiness that it brings to the general public. It will be the most easiest cryptocurrency to build on for the general public. I wouldn't be able to build something on Ethereum or on Cardano or on EOS or whatever, but from what I've heard, I would be able to build something on Lisk, and that's the thing that changed my idea about Lisk. Lisk wants to be as user-friendly as possible, and that's what sets apart Lisk from all other projects. So that was my top 10. I know it might be pretty biased because I do like Omizigo, I do like Lisk, but this is my top 10 for in about a year. I want to know what's your top 10. Comment down below. What do you think the top 10 will look like in about a year? If you liked this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment for your next video. I hope to see you next time. Peace.